Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to the Stencyl tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the Hello World of Stencyl, which is the Crash Course game. It's the easiest game you can make in Stencyl. So to start, you'll start on this screen when you open up Stencyl first, and you'll click here to create a new game, where it says click here to create a new game. And you'll choose the Crash Course kit. You'll name your game Crash Course Game. As you can see, I already have one named that, so I'm going to just name it Crash Course Game 1. We're not going to put anything in the description, and we're going to make the screen size 640 by 480 because a lot of people use that. We're going to create the game. Okay, so we'll come to this screen. This is the dashboard. This is the main screen you get when you start a new game in Stencyl. Now from here, we can go to actor types, and we can look at our characters. Mambo is our main character, and Pronger is our enemy. So we're going to double click Mambo to open him up. Okay, you can see we have 4 pictures for him: standing right, jumping right, standing left, jumping left, and then walking either direction. You can see right here we have all the things we can mess around with him. We can give him a behavior, which is like a segment of code that you can give to multiple characters. We can do an event, which is just a segment of code that only you usually use for a single case. You can mess around with the collisions, which are already set up, which is a little box around the character, and they're set up individually for each one, as you can see. You can mess with the physics, which is like if this thing is affected by gravity or can move, and there's properties, which we'll get into later. So for right now, we're going to go back to behaviors. We're going to click to choose a behavior, and we're going to choose every behavior that came with the game, other than stompable. We can give him that, but in our game, it's not going to do anything. Now, if we look here, die in pit and reload, we'll see this is a segment of code. If we hit edit behavior, you don't need to do this. This is just showing you. You can see it actually is segments of code. It kind of looks like where we went to the other place. I was talking about it. And basically what it does is this checks if you're off the screen. This checks that the scene isn't already moving or the screen you're not changing to a different level. And then it just reloads the scene. So we're going to go back to Mambo. We're going to keep that. There's nothing to change here. Jumping, we're going to check the jump key to jump. We're going to go to settings. We're going to go to controls. And this is where you can see the controls for your game. If you want up, down, left, and right to be WASD, you can do that. W-A-S-D. And I say WASD. So I'm going to do that. You don't need to. You can use the arrow keys if you want to. And then jump, I just keep the space. And we're going to hit OK. All of that is just to change the actual controls that you're using. Now we're going to leave jump force to 25, which is how much force they put into actually getting off the ground to jump, because that's just the normal jump force that they start with. We're going to select the jump sound, and if we go to dashboard, we can go to sounds and go to jump, double click it, and then hit play. You can hear that's what the jump sound looks like. Alright, we'll go back to Mambo. We'll do jump right animation as jump right. This makes it so that when you're jumping and you're faced right, you actually jump to the right. And then jump left is jump left. That way, when you're jumping, it'll actually show this picture. Now for stomp on enemies, we're going to choose stompable group as enemies, because we're going to stomp on enemies. And we're going to choose the jump key as jump. Alright, for walking, we're going to choose the move right control as right and the move left control as left. Ground breaking, I know. We're going to set that speed as the same, 15. That's how fast the actor should move. The idle right animation is this. Idle left animation. Idle left animation is this. Walk right animation is this. And walking left animation is this. That makes it so that when you're walking to the right, it'll show the animation like this. When you're walking to the left, it'll show it like this. When you're standing still, this, and when you're not standing, or when you're standing still, looking the other way, this. So go back to behaviors. Okay, that's all we needed to configure for Mambo. So now we're going to go to the enemy Pronger through actor types. And double click Pronger. As you can see, we have him just standing there and him getting stomped on because he doesn't really move. This is the easiest game, like I said. We're going to go to behaviors, and the only behavior we're going to set up is stompable. And for the stomped animation, we're just going to choose hurt left. So that way when he gets stomped on, he'll show up like this. We're going to choose the stomp sound as stomp. And we can see if we go back to sounds, stomped animation. That's the stomp sound. So when you jump on him, it should play that sound. Then we'll go back to pronger. The player jump force is fine. That's how hard it's going to push the character back up that jumped on it. And push player jump force is how hard it's going to push down pronger. And push player force is how hard it's going to jump up the player. Sorry. Alright, so all of this is fine. We now have both of our actor types configured for the game. Now we're going to go to scenes, and scenes are basically your levels. We're going to create a scene. It's going to be called scene. And we're going to make a dark to light blue background. So we're going to click vertical gradient. We're going to choose this color and this color, just different blues. And the reason we're doing that just is because the sky is blue. Welcome to America. Alright, as you can see, properties, you can change that again. Background, if there's no background, it's just going to be the blue. Gravity, we're going to want to set up gravity as 85. That's real world gravity, simulated. There's again code, behaviors we don't need, then we can go to scene. Alright. Now you can see already this pencil is selected over here, and I have a tile in my hand, you can see from over here. Inspector doesn't have anything for us to do. Just go to palette, and you'll see we can actually place this on our scene. And this is a left corner piece, this is a right corner piece. I'm going to place this here. And then this is a top of a piece, and we're going to go all the way across. Now I just click and drag to do that, and we can set up actual areas on our game easy like that. Now with these tiles you can also highlight an area and click it here. I'll leave that there. And as you can see, you can set up things that go to the left and to the right, like this, and then go like this, and you can make these areas look pretty nice. For right now though, because I believe our character doesn't jump all that high. Oh, by the way, you can see to erase stuff you're going to go into this area where there's nothing. We're going to click here, and you see I highlighted a couple. Alright, we're going to change this back. But for right now we're just going to keep it like this because we need a flat area, because I believe Mambo doesn't jump all too high. Now we're going to go to actors, and we're going to get our actors for the game. We're going to put Mambo over in the left, and we're going to put 3 prongers over here. 2, 3, and we're going to put 1 up here because I can. Alright, now we're going to hit test scene, and you're going to see why we needed properties for our actors earlier, and I'll show you that once our scene is generated. Testing scenes is a good idea just to let you get through the game and test it. As you can see, we're able to move, but we're not able to stomp on or collide with Pronger. The reason this is because Pronger isn't set up as an enemy. So we're going to go to Pronger, we're going to go to Properties, and we're going to hit Group Enemies. And this is going to allow him, as you can see, to be stomped on by Mabu, who has the default, behavior, stomp on enemies. So we're going to go back to a scene and test it. Okay. And now we can push around and stomp on enemies. And that is the first game in Stencyl. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you watch again. And hopefully we'll be making some really cool things soon. Thanks for watching.